Welcome to the Talk Football Podcast, hosted by Alan Hodge and Adam James. Don't forget to follow us on our socials, and we hope you enjoy this podcast. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hello, and welcome to Talk Football Podcast. This episode is TFP #5, and this is a catch-up with Hodgie on Chelsea, of all teams.
My
so
club.
Be prepared.
Up the Chelsea. Yeah, so I'm gonna talk a little bit about the two games that I attended at the weekend. So Friday night we played Leverkusen, a very accomplished first half with one player in particular for me that was the standout for me in that first half. We are live on TikTok, so I will take questions on Chelsea as we go. And Two Blues is here watching as well. So if you don't know who Two Blues are, where have you been? So make sure you follow Two Blues on all of their socials and on their YouTube. They make great Chelsea content. And
I have pinned the comment. If you are on TikTok, I've pinned it. So if you can go and follow them, please go and do so.
There we do. So, So, I mean, for me, listen, the first half against Leverkusen, it was the Cole Palmer and Esteval show. The interaction, it's almost like they've got like a telepathic thing going on already, and the kid's only been at the club 5 minutes. As an 18-year-old kid, not only one to come into completely like foreign surroundings, not just new country, new continent, to walk through the door, honestly, to walk through the door and to have the kind of impact that he's had on and off the pitch has been phenomenal. I can't tell you how many. I mean, I lost count of how many 41 Esteval shirts that I saw walking up towards.
Really?
Honestly, mate, like when I come out of the ground, I stayed. So there was like a ceremony after the game, and they did like a bit of a walk around the pitch on Sunday. And so I stayed in the ground quite a long time afterwards, and just like, because where I was as you saw, I was at the top of the Matthew Harding stand, right in the very last row, right behind the goal. Great view for Delap's goal, by the way. The both of them, the penalty and the finish. But
yes, they are on a short.
Yeah. I stayed behind, just soaking in like the atmosphere. But when I came out and I was walking back towards Fulham Broadway, mate, I mean, I must have counted maybe 20, 30, 40, maybe, I don't know, kids wearing 41 Esteval. So it's an exciting, honestly, mate, it's an exciting signing. I don't want to hype him too much and that, and it not pan out for him, but he just looks like he's got real quality. And I know Carlo Ancelotti for the Brazilian national team thinks a lot of him as well and speaks very, very highly of him. So much so, I firmly believe he'll be in Brazil's squad for the World Cup and that as well, even at 18.
Hello, Samuel, mate.
Yeah, hello, Samuel. So, yeah, I mean, Esteval was brilliant. Cole Palmer, and dropping in and out the 10, from the 10 to the right, interacting with him was fantastic to see.
Team on paper does look really good.
Mate, do you know what? I mean, like the squad we're building as well. But you know what? What really, I don't know, and maybe Two Blues will back me up on this as well, but there's just a feeling that this group is right tight. This group's together already. There's like a bond. Obviously, winning the trophy helped, but even the new players that have come in, it just feels like the group's really together. You've got Delap comes on. Delap could have maybe felt a little bit hard done by not starting the game, but he comes on, bags 2 goals, and one of his biggest fans, in terms of, João Pedro, his direct competitor, he's sat on the bench and he's like, he's going crazy. He's clapping Delap's goals and loving it. It just feels like there's a bit of a togetherness and a bit of a, I'm kind of getting, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I'm kind of getting, that first season under Mourinho, I'm kind of getting that kind of vibe in terms of the feeling of the squad. So
we have had a question in the chat if you want to answer it, Hodge. DCF's News has asked, what's the thought? Just thought I'd ask, what do you think of the Delap signing? Do you think quality?
Absolute brilliant signing. And you just look at around the Premier League at the moment about the sort of money that's being spent on strikers. Like, Liverpool spent 69 million or whatever it was on Ekatike.
Yeah.
God knows what's going to happen with Isak, but Newcastle have said unless they get their 150 million, that's a
He's
lot.
going nowhere. It's a lot of money, that is, yeah.
So I think 30 million on a player that scored goals in the Premier League in a struggling Ipswich team. And for Chelsea fans will tell you, the games he played against us, mate, he bullied our defence. He really did.
Yeah.
He was a right handful.
And ex-Derby player as well.
I just think it's a quality signing. At 30 million, it's just a no-brainer. In terms of the way the club want to operate, he fits the the wage structure. He's a good player. There's great potential there. We've got the youngest squad in the Premier League by far. Yeah. And all these players are hungry. And I'll tell you another one I'll throw in the mix as well, because I'll tell you what, the impact he had and all, Jamie Gittins. I mean, I've watched a bit of him for Dortmund. He started off really good at Dortmund. And then when they got rid of the manager, new manager came in, he switched to a 3-4-3 formation. It didn't really suit Gittins. So the tail end of the season, his form died off a bit, but that was more of a consequence.
You did say in that little short, though, you did say that he was very good, Gittins.
Honestly, mate, I'll tell you now.
Down that side.
Yeah, when he was on the pitch, he was a constant threat. So you got, and
what about
add to that, you got Neto as well. So you got like Pedro Neto driving at the box. He offers you that more direct path, and sometimes his end product isn't always amazing, but the cross for João Pedro's header was just, honestly, it's brilliant.
And do you know much about Dario Asugo?
Dario Asugo, or as we now like to refer to him, as Mini Caicedo. Honestly, really? There's so many characteristics about him that are very similar to Caicedo, and obviously with Lavia that having his injury issues, it's just great to have a player. I thought that when we signed him, I had imagined that he'd probably end up going out on loan, and I hope he don't, because I think in Santos and Asugo that we have got real depth in terms of those midfield positions now. You can't ask, and also it means we don't have to keep dovetailing, Reece into midfield, because we've got cover there. So when Gusto plays, and Reece can have a bit of a rest, and I think that to point that out as well, I think they've really managed Reece James's minutes really well, and we've kept him fit consistently now for a period of time, and that's massive for us as well.
And speaking of young lads, like before, there is Jaro Hato. Have you what's?
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm one of these. Call it sad, but I watch a lot of European football, and and this is a kid that captained Ajax at 17. I think he's played over 100 first team games. I think it is now for Ajax. His output in terms of attacking output, getting forward and creating assists and chances is really high for a player that, again, it does bring depth to the defence. So you've also, you've got cover now for Cucurella. I do expect Chilwell we should do.
You have signed a lot of youngsters, haven't you?
All of them are young.
It's like this Pendis, Paz, and all that. So you
got Kendry Paez, who's gone out on loan yet again. He's another really exciting creative player. So he's out on loan at Strasbourg. Mark Gui, he's going to spend the season up in Sunderland, which I think gets him vital Premier League experience, and hopefully
as well, the defender.
Yeah, hopefully these guys that have gone out on loan, that they get some really good game time, and that's only a positive for us. One, in terms of the fact that even if they don't rejoin the squad, their value increases, and we do what we've done with the likes of like with Bashir Humphreys, with Hutchinson before that. That this is where we make our money. And I know that when Clearlake and Todd took over, we were a bit uncomfortable with what some of the stuff we were doing, but you can't knock it now. Player sales, how we've just took 25 million or whatever it was off of Burnley for Broja, who's barely kicked a ball in nearly 3
and there's
years.
Dewsbury Hall as well. You've just took the money back.
Dewsbury Hall. And I thought that a little bit of a shame, because I had a bit of a soft spot for Dewsbury Hall.
Yeah. I think it's a bit harsh,
but
it is what it is.
Ultimately, he goes to Everton, winning the Conference League and as a world champion. So, it's not like you can't say that he was.
True,
a flop.
Yeah, he's got the.
Can't say he was a flop. I think I think he did when he did play. Don't think he ever let us down. I thought he was a very good player for us.
Because also you've had a few outgoings as well, haven't you? Like Dewsbury Hall, like you just said. You've had Felix has gone.
Yeah, João Felix. So we've robbed Al Nazir of 44 million for Felix, so that gets rid of him. So really, you're looking at Chilwell, Sterling, a few others that will get off
Kepa's
the
gone
books.
as well. Kepa went.
Yeah, Kepa was on pretty big money, so we've got
Bergstrom.
5 million off of Arsenal, and plus his wages off the book. So yeah, there's a handful of players that soon it will go. The big one, obviously, likely if it happens, if someone pays the money, which could be Newcastle, if because they missed out on Sesko. So I would expect Newcastle might make a move for Nicholas Jackson.
I think as well was that defender. I couldn't pronounce his name the other day. That Leslie
Ugachukwu.
That's
so. He's a midfielder, defensive midfielder. He's gone to Burnley as well, so that's another 20-odd million through the door. But yeah, I really like the way that, and it's like Two Blues has said in the comments. I love what they've done. You've got this little pack of Brazilian players, so they, there's just a real nice feel. There's a fluidity about some of the play that I've seen over these two games that I didn't really see as much of that for most of the season. Towards the end of the season, Club World Cup, you could see Maresca really starting to shape the squad in terms of how he wants it to perform and play, and I just think that
he kind of reminds me.
I will say, do you know what?
Guardiola works though. Kind of reminds me how he worked.
Yeah, do you know what? I will say one thing.
All these youngsters in and working them and make it. It's clever, but it's absolutely. I nearly swore then, but it's bloody clever business.
Well, I'll say one thing. I don't know what they've done with Sanchez, but Club World Cup and these different two fixtures. I know Jorgensen played against Leverkusen, but against the game in PSG and throughout the Club World Cup, I don't know what they've done with Sanchez. I don't know what they've changed in his coaching, but his output in terms of playing the ball out,
different goalkeeper,
it's been brilliant. Shot stopping.
Do you have any new coaches in it like that?
I don't know. I don't know. Right, I mean, I've not read anything, but I don't know. Maybe something's just clicked. Maybe they've just changed a few things, and maybe something's just clicked with him because
he's had a kick on the backside or something. It could be anything.
I mean, to a point, standing in the Matty Yardin, we have Mike Minan right in front of us, who we've been linked with and tried to get in the door since the transfer window opened, but we didn't want to pay. And we were singing to him, "You're just a shit Robert Sanchez." So you got to love the banter of fans. But honestly, I don't want to get too ahead of myself because and we haven't, our players, the core of the squad, haven't really had a break. We've gone straight out of the back end of the season, straight into the Club World Cup. They've only had a couple of weeks but then that might well work in our favour in terms of momentum.
That's going to help them, though, mate. That Club World Cup, you win that, and because obviously boost them massively.
Yeah, because the squad runs fairly deep. We have got a bit of an issue in terms of the defence. Obviously, losing Colwill to that long-term ACL. I don't know. I haven't read anything up on. Obviously, Chalobah took a knock against Milan, so I'm hoping that isn't serious. But we do still have Fofana. We still got Badiashile. You've got Tosin. Hato can play as a left-sided centre back as well.
You've got that youngster Sarr, and you Mamadou Sarr. Is he still there or is he gone?
I can't remember. I'm not sure if he went out on loan or not. I'd have to double check. But do you know what? It's positive. Everything that's happening at the moment is positive. And I know that they are potentially looking at even bringing in another, high-rated. I think I was looking at I was listening to Talk Sport, and they had Tim Vickery on, who does all the South American content and that, and they were talking about Hincapié from Leverkusen as potential. So he's 23, he's left-footed, left-sided, he plays that left centre back role. So that would be direct cover for. Yeah, he's a good player, mate. Honestly, yeah.
Hello, Christian Kane. How are you doing?
Yeah, he is a very, very good player. He very good on the ball, very physical. So that would be good cover, and obviously then you still have Colwell to come back to, hopefully towards the end of the season. I'd like to see him get back before the end of the season because I would like to see him get back and fit, so they could go to the World Cup with England as well. For him on a positive.
I was quite happy when you got Delap because I think Derby got a bit of money for that. I'm sure there's a clause.
Was there a sell-on clause in there somewhere? Of that?
Sure there was. Okay. Yeah.
Or we'll have a
Like,
look at that.
must have been from like before. Must have been like something to do with like the deal when he went to City.
You know, and obviously another player, which I was so desperate because he tore it up in Liga and last season was Sanchez, Andre Sanchez. He's such a good player. You know, he can play the deep role in the 6. He can play box to box as an 8, and he can play like further forward as well.
He reminds me a bit like Kante. He reminds me a bit of a Kante style player.
No, I don't think I can pigeonhole him in terms of like a style. In terms of like,
I don't mean like the way he plays. I mean, it's the way his positioning, the way he plays.
I think there's aspects of a few different types of midfielders all within that one player. I think you're getting a real full package with him.
So again, like Kante, Lampard, all them, all in one.
I think, because when we saw it at Strasbourg, he's got goals in him. You know, his first touch passing, you saw that with the Delap goal against Milan. You know, the way he just cushioned it off into Delap's path. Listen, that's what I'm saying about the way he can play a more advanced role at the, behind the forward line and all. So it will be difficult for him, obviously, to get like some game time in terms of like being a starter, because you've got Caicedo, you've got Enzo, and then Palmer obviously predominantly will play in the 10, but you need the depth. We're going to be in 4 competitions. We're back in the Champions League, where so we're going to be fighting on all fronts, and I think we can have a really good go at it. Whether or not we end up bringing another centre back and maybe a keeper in, I don't know.
So you've just answered my question. I was just going to say, what positions do you think they need more or less? I
mean, maybe a centre back, because I'm not sure in terms of fitness we can rely on Fofana, Badiashile to be consistently fit. I think Badiashile is one of the ones that for me is a real big shame, because I do think and being left-sided as well, I do think there is a very good player in there, but we just don't seem to be able to unlock it with him.
Do you reckon another striker? Isn't it rumoured Jackson's going?
No, if Jackson stays, great. That means we have more depth. I'm not so sure about Jackson being around the squad in terms of his attitude. If he's third in the pecking order, that would worry me.
I can't stand him. I think he's too big headed. He's too big headed.
As a player, I really like him. The only thing that's missing from his game is his finishing, his work rate. You can question the attitude, but the work rate is good. The way he runs the channel, the way he presses, the way his link up play, really good. The only one criticism really with him is the finishing. Chances that a top striker should put away. But I have no doubts in my mind, if he does end up going to another club in the Premier League, he will get goals. He will score. And it's just a shame. But I'm more than happy with the 2 strikers that we have. And should the worst happen and you get injuries, then you can push Neto forward a bit more. You can push Esteval into maybe like a false 9, but then you're talking about losing 2 of your first choice strikers. Generally, I don't think. I know João Pedro had a few injuries on and off, nothing serious at Brighton through his time there, but
I think
he played a lot of games. I think that's a really clever signing. I really do.
Unbelievable.
It's a really good signing.
Reminds, like I said to you, the other
and do you know what?
I spoke to you.
It went under the radar.
Gabriel Jesus, when he was at his best.
But I think he has more about him in terms of his physical. And do you know what? There was one bit where he chased the ball out towards the sideline with a defender and absolutely clattered him. And I love that, because there's a little bit of shithousery about him as well.
Yeah, but that's good, because it's making him know that he's aware that that player should know he's there.
Both of them, in terms of strikers, both of them have that little bit of needle about them, and I like that. But I like. And do you know what though? They're both actually, they're different types of striker. Liam Delap's that more, predatory 6-yard box, sniff out a chance striker, and then
hold up as well.
Yeah, the hold up play. Again, both very good at pressing, and then but what you get with the differences between the two is where you get a game that's a bit tight, like it might be against Palace on Sunday. When you get that tight game and you need someone just to do something a little bit different, that's where João Pedro comes in, because he's the one that will drop off the front, maybe drift a little bit wider, allow Palmer maybe to come in and fill a space, or a runner from midfield like Enzo. And then, you know, and he'll get that link up play in terms of dropping deep, linking the play with the wingers, and then, you know, making those late bursts into the box and getting on the end of crosses. Whereas Delap will bully. Delap will press, he'll bully, he'll make those channel runs. And when he gets chances, you know, Delap isn't afraid to shoot. He you know, gets a chance of getting a shot away. That's going to happen. So I think you get the best of both worlds with them strikers. I really do.
So what we'll do then, what I think we'll do next time is we'll come back and have another chat, and we will discuss, see how you're getting on. Say like 10, 15 games in.
So like so my prediction for the Palace game, and it is going to be a very tough game. Don't underestimate that.
Great team, mate.
Palace, by the time they actually play us on Sunday, potentially could lose Gahey and Eze. So that's massive. If that happens, that really puts a dent in their confidence and the way they play. So Eze and Gahey in the team, I think we sneak it 2-1. If they have the confidence dented by losing their two real key players, I think it could be a bit of a runaway, maybe a 3-0. I'm
going to go Palace 1-0.
You reckon we'll get beat by Palace?
Just by what I watched against Liverpool, mate. Even though there was 2-1 down, they still fought.
Yeah, but we play Liverpool. Liverpool can't defend. Liverpool going to have a problem this season. They defensively bedding in two fullbacks.
As you were saying, you've short with defenders at the minute. So
we're not really. We've got depth. If that knock isn't,
it's having
that
depth.
serious,
it's having the players that can do the
job. I think if I would probably think against Palace, I think Chalobah and maybe Tosin starts. I don't know, but I think we're covered. I think Cucurella's going to have. I think he'll pocket Sarr, and I think Reece will pocket Eze in tucking in the spaces. I think Reece will invert and follow Eze.
I'm going to be against 1-0 Palace. Definitely 1-0 Palace. Yeah,
but hopefully, let's just hope for a good game. And I think, and the thing is, you have to bear in mind as well, we don't leave London for the first month of the season.
Well, home and away. Then. So home and away.
So we got, it's a reasonably toughish start, but if we get on a spin, mate, you know, the time we play outside of London, I think it's United. We could be flying already. We really could be.
All right, that's it then.
There we go. Thank you for joining us on this one, THP #5. Thank you to everyone who commented as well. So appreciate it.
And sorry I didn't talk much because Hodgie was literally all of it and didn't get a word in edgeways. But yes, hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you on the next pod, which will be #6.
Yeah, don't forget to follow the socials, and please drop a sub here over on the YouTube.
And you can email the show on talkfootballpdc@gmail.com. So get in touch. Any questions or if you want to join the pod, email us.
Yeah, come on as a guest.
Have you want? Come on, have on. You can do this with us on YouTube, and you can join us over on TikTok as well.
So that's YouTube, please. There's an invitation there. Come on, come and join us on our show here, and come and have a Chelsea chat with us.
Yeah, come on. We'll have a chat if you can get away to edgeways with Hodgie. Right. Yes, and we'll see you on the next one, guys.
Nice one.
Have a good evening. Peace. Thank you very much for watching Talk Football Podcast. Don't forget to follow the socials, and why not subscribe to the channel. We'll see you on the next episode.